Hello, my name is Mike Valente. I'm the director of the MBA at the Schulich School of Business at York University in Toronto, Canada. We're eager to provide opportunities for anyone who's looking to really upgrade their career and specifically those who are looking to lead, looking for those who are excited about how to really create collective action, right? Organizations are really about collective action and pursuing organization level goals. And a lot of that for us at Schulich is addressing, in many ways, some of the social, environmental, and economic issues that exist out there and how organizations play a role in addressing those issues. So if students are excited about understanding how to be a leader of organizations that do things like that, I would really point them in the direction of the Schulich MBA. The MBA program at Schulich prides itself on providing a lot of flexibility for students. So what that means is depending on where you are in your stage of life or your stage of your career, there should be an option for you to complete the program with us. So examples would be, full-time programs starting in September, full-time programs starting in January, part-time programs starting September, January. We've also launched recently what we call the We MBA, which is really targeting those professionals that want to continue working and want to complete their MBA. So it's a condensed sort of program that takes place on evenings and weekends, specifically targeted to those, again, who are looking for more flexibility on how to complete their MBA without having a significant disruption to their career or their personal life. With that as well, there's lots of options to customize your MBA. So we have around 18 to 20 specializations that allow students to diversify their MBA in a variety of different areas, whether it's marketing, finance, strategy, operations management, digital transformation. So we really try to make sure MBA is as flexible and customizable for students. Another thing is the prominence of sustainability and ESG, or environmental, social, and governance. We recently ranked number one on the Corporate Knights survey, which has evaluated the degree to which sustainability, ethics, corporate social responsibility is sort of baked into the curriculum of the program. And so we're very proud that we were ranked number one out of all business schools around the world. And so that's another sort of thing we pride ourselves on, is the presence and prominence of sustainability and corporate social responsibility into the program. And the final one I would say is, we also pride ourselves in making sure that our MBA is relevant to a variety of types of organizations. So the traditional one is, of course, a business, a for-profit business, but we find that a lot of our graduates end up in healthcare, in the public sector, in the non-governmental organization, non-for-profit space. So the MBA to us is a little bit more about, how to lead organizations, not necessarily just leading business. Business is of course part of that, but we also make sure that the curriculum lends itself to diversity in career options for students, in addition to the traditional business outcome or destination. Our MBA is meant to be very flexible, and that is to ensure that a variety of different people in different stages of their lives and careers have an opportunity to pursue an MBA. So, in addition to the start time, we also offer accelerated program opportunities. So if students have completed their accounting designation, for example, or had an undergraduate in business, they have the opportunity to sort of expedite their MBA in what would otherwise be 20 months to 24 months. They can get it done in 8 to 12 months. And so again, that's trying to make sure that we are thinking about the unique sort of character and career profile of the person applying to the program, and finding the best way to make and structure the program for their needs. And so that's just another way that we try to do that, and why we pride ourselves on the flexibility of the program. When a student who's has the accelerated option. It just means that they don't need to take all of the foundational courses. But what we do is really make sure that there are points in time in their program where they're connecting with the main cohort. And so an example of that is the strategic management course. That is a core course, but they still have to take it. In addition to that, all of the networking events, the career development opportunities that students have are opportunities for accelerated students to connect with the regular cohort. So we just want to make sure that the students who have already had the foundations in their previous degree or previous education don't feel tied up having to take them again. But it shouldn't in any way detract from the experience that they have, the integration with the other students. We want to make sure that through a variety of other activities and a couple of courses, and then the final sort of field study approach, which is the final experiential course that they take, they're integrated with the regular cohort. And so there's not really a disadvantage in terms of career opportunities or experience in the program. It just expedites them a little bit more, and at the same time gives them the opportunity to integrate and network with the existing or the regular cohort. When we think of the specializations, it's really trying to respond to market needs, employer needs. So where are we seeing increased sort of specialized skill sets that employers are demanding of graduates? And so you can kind of lump the specializations in sort of skill-based specializations and industry-based specializations. And so skill-based, for example, EDI, equity, diversity, inclusion, that's clearly in response to a growing demand and need for graduates who fully understand the complexity of equity, diversity, and inclusion. And so that's not necessarily industry specific, but that is a particular soft skill that graduates need to leave the MBA program with, and have the opportunity to be specialists in that area. There's still a management degree, but they would say that they have a little bit of an additional expertise in that domain. Another one would be digital transformation. So again, very much responding to market demands around how things are becoming digital. Spans a variety of industries, and so students can kind of feel this is an area that I would like to integrate my management skill with, and depending on what sort of industry I go into. And then you have specializations that are sort of allowing students to lean towards a particular industry. So they come into the program, they've taken some core courses, they get excited about perhaps the idea of specializing or moving in the area of real estate. Or the area of financial services. And so those specializations are just sort of allowing the graduate to give a nod to the market, to say, I have my general management degree, but I've really focused my electives on areas that make myself more marketable to financial services or the real estate sector. And we also have a healthcare management specialization as well, which again goes back to my point around, it's not just traditional businesses our graduates end up in, it's a variety of types of organizations. And students want to sort of give that message to the market that I have my MBA and I've particularly focused my electives in a variety of areas, one of which perhaps could be healthcare management, and that opens up a lot of doors for them. So specializations could be, students have enough elective opportunities that they can take up to 2 specializations. In some cases 3, depending on the specializations they've chosen. So the idea is to really help the students market themselves based on what's happening in the marketplace. We have lots of data on where our students end up, and there no doubt is a correlation between where they specialize and where they end up. So an example would be a large number of our students like to specialize in marketing. Depending on the type of specialization in marketing, and a lot of them end up in the consumer packaged goods or retail sector or consumer-facing industries. Healthcare management, it's still a little bit too early to draw correlations there, but what's more important there is as students take the electives, let's say in healthcare management, that's leading to a specialization, the courses are set up in many ways experiential, and very market focused, in the sense that, you know, a lot of industry leaders from that sector are visiting the classroom. Events are taking place that are particularly targeting those courses that students are in. So it sort of creates the path to really get there, because the industry leaders are attending a lot of the courses and events that these students who are taking this specialization will likely attend. What really happens in the classroom is at the elective level, the instructor is so well connected to the industry that a number of guest speakers come in, and that sort of then formulates opportunities for students to then connect with a variety of events, say in healthcare management, some of which may be at Schulich and some not. But to the broader point of really the Center for Career Development, the CCD, which is a really exciting area at Schulich, where we house a lot of these events. And so as an example, we recently held an event on generative artificial intelligence. And so to do something like that, we partnered with Google and CI Financial, and brought them together and gave students an opportunity to hear what's happening in this space, what market opportunities, job opportunities exist in this space, bringing a variety of industry experts from Google and CI Financial to sort of combine that sort of industry knowledge with opportunities to network and connect with a variety of people. And the luxury of being in Toronto affords us with a lot of opportunities to bring a lot of these businesses at Schulich. Being on the subway line as well is certainly helpful. And then on top of that, we also have the Zoom capabilities for anyone. So we have a variety of these sorts of events to provide networking opportunities, and many of them are connected to a specialization. In addition to the CCD, we have student clubs, and student clubs tend to be defined based on an area of specialization. And so they, in addition and in collaboration with CCD, hold a variety of events that students can attend. And 90% of them, 95% of them are really industry focused in terms of outward looking to the market. That being industry experts coming, panel sessions. There could be case competitions. The whole spirit of this is to connect students to the industry, to the opportunities that exist, to some of the sort of latest and most important issues that sector is facing at any given time. Being in Toronto affords Schulich a lot of privileges and benefits, no doubt, because it is really the sort of commercial sector of Canada in many cases. So the obvious space would be in the financial services sector. We're very lucky to have access to the major financial institutions in Canada. An example of that would be the new CIBC chair in sustainable finance. So likely part of what allowed us to secure that chair position is likely because we're a leader in sustainability, and at the same time we're housed in Toronto in the financial district. So with that now comes a lot of resources, a lot of research, and a lot of courses that students can take in the area of sustainable finance that they might not have been able to take elsewhere. Another big area that affords students a lot of exciting opportunities is in entrepreneurship. The startup space is just incredibly exciting in the area of Toronto, and we have a number of different initiatives led by Chris Carter here at Schulich that provide students with sort of real-time startup experience working with a variety of different organizations and small firms and entrepreneurial firms in Toronto. And it's just, there's so many opportunities and initiatives that are emerging in Toronto. And so we collaborate with a variety of them to help through sort of incubation and also to give students the opportunity to think about pursuing their own startups. And so I think being in Toronto, having access to venture capital, having access to finance certainly helps us position Schulich as also a space where MBAs can pursue entrepreneurship opportunities. Because there's so many around us that we have the sort of mentors available in addition to the resources. And so those would be a couple of reasons why Toronto affords us with a lot of benefits.